So we are dealing with the fuzzy, why fuzzy logic is there, right? Why fuzzy logic is there and why it's important. So I was explaining you about the fuzzy. Fuzziness means something which is not clear, something which is fuzzy, it's not precise, not precise. So daily life problems, okay, daily life problems will have some or the other kind of imprecision in them, right? Which we cannot define, we cannot define accurately. For example, yesterday I give you examples like if you take healthy person, right? Now what do you mean by healthy person? How you will give this particular information to the computer? Now is there any specific value at which we can say that the person is healthy now, or the person has become healthy right now? For example, health of a person depends on certain parameters like if I'm considering few of them like temperature, blood pressure, right, sugar level. Now let's consider this temperature. So whether I can say that if the temperature is till 97, the person is healthy. Above exactly at 97, above 97.1, the person will become unhealthy, right? Because this is not the only one parameter, and there is no exact number. Even if the person is having, let's say, the temperature of 100 degree centigrade, and he might be healthy, right? And even if the temperature is, let's say, 97%, may not be healthy. So we cannot say there is an exact value at which particular point we can say that the person has become healthy now, and earlier the person was not healthy. So this is a kind of fuzzy, a fuzzy problem, or the fuzzy word, health, healthy. This word is itself, which is having some imprecise value inside this. It's not clear. Similarly, if you take old person, right? Yesterday I gave you this example also, old person. So what do you mean by old person, right? Whether there is any specific year and the day, or the date is there when I can say that after that particular date, the person will become old. For example, can I say tomorrow I'll become old and now I'm young, right? There is no exact one particular day at which we can say that the person will become old after that particular day, right? So this particular word is also having imprecision in it. There is a fuzziness in this particular word, because the as soon as the no person is born, the process of aging will start, and every day he will become little older, right? But we cannot say at one particular day the person will become old, and before that he was young. Other examples you can take like, yesterday I gave you one example of sweet milk, right? So when we add sugar cube in the milk, let's say suppose 1 cup of milk we have taken, right? And in this we have added sugar cube, one sugar cube. Now we tasted it, so it will become little bit sweet, right? Again we will add one more sugar cube, we will taste it, it will become sweet, right? But whether at exactly at one point you can say that now the sweet is, I mean the milk is sweet, earlier it was not sweet. So there is no exact value, right? There is no exact value. Similarly, one example I gave you like tall person. So what do you mean by tall person? Is there any exact value after which the person will become tall, and just exactly below that particular level the person will be not tall, right? There is no exact value, and that too also depends on this thing. I mean the context where we are using. For example, in the Indian case it will be different. In the Chinese case it will be different, right? So uh, the definition of tall cannot be cannot be limited to one particular value. It will going to change obviously. Similarly, so what I mean, there are lots of these kind of words and phrases are there which themselves will possess certain kind of imprecision in it, which will not be clear. And what we want that we want to solve such kind of problem which has these kind of words, right? To be solved by the computer. And then if we want that the computer will going to solve this kind of problem, then computer will have to understand what we mean by healthy person or what we mean by tall person, right? we need to convey we need to convey such kind of information to the computer. Now it's become difficult to convey such kind of information to the computer because there is no exact value at which we can say that the person has become healthy or the person has become tall. So for this particular reason we are having the concept of fuzzy set. Okay, fuzzy set. And that's why here the fuzzy logic comes into picture. So fuzzy logic is a tool which help us to solve the problem with the help of computer, which involves imprecision values in it. Okay, imprecise statement in it. So that problem we want that to be solved by the computer. So with the help of fuzzy logic, what we do, we try to convert into the fuzzy set, and then fuzzy set will try to capture some of the imprecision from the problem. So for example, yesterday I gave one example how to convert into fuzzy set. Let's say if I am having, so we are having two sets, right? Well, one set is there that is called a conventional set, and second is our fuzzy set. So in conventional set, you know that set of all natural numbers, so we'll be having set of all natural numbers like this. Okay, let's say set of all prime numbers, set of all prime numbers. So it will have 2, 3, 5, 7, right? All prime numbers. So here in case of convention set, the element will be present or it may not be present. Only two conditions are possible. Okay, there is only two kinds of membership value, that is 0 or 1. So if member satisfying that particular criteria, that particular member will be present in the convention set. For example, 2 is a prime number, so it will be there. 1 is not prime number, or 0 is not prime number, so will not be there. So it's like 1 is having 0 membership values and 2 is having 1 membership value, right? So here in the notation we don't write the membership values, because all the members will have the membership value as 1 only, because each and every element belong to that particular set, and that's why they are included in that set, right? So what thing is done in the fuzzy set, slightly the definition is changed over here. We will include the element as well as their membership values. Okay, as well as their membership values. So here every element will be like a order pair. For example, if I'll include 2, then I'll give certain value, let's say 1, right? Then I'll include 3, I'll give certain value like 0.7. So in this way I'm having the element as well as its membership values. So in this way we try to capture the imprecision which is involved in the problem. So yesterday I gave an example like I gave the example of Kevin. Is Kevin honest? Then suppose this particular question is there. So this question is not having straight yes or no kind of answer. Okay, yes or no kind of answer. If this is there, then in the set that will be included only with the element, that will become a conventional set. But this is Kevin honest. This honesty depends on the degree to which you know Kevin, right? And then some people will say he is extremely honest, so I'm denoting by eh. Some will say he is honest or honest at some times, right? Some will say dishonest, some will say extremely dishonest, right? So if suppose we are having these four things, how we will going to divide with the membership value? So if I'll consider this as 1, if I'll consider this as 0, so I can make a fuzzy set like this. Okay, fuzzy set. And how to denote it? Let's say I'm denoting it by a tilde. Okay, you write a and then below that tilde sign, or you write a and then above that tilde sign. So this is what fuzzy set a. And here I'm giving eh. To this I'm giving the membership value as 1. Honest, I'm giving the membership value, let's say 0.6. Okay, then dishonest, I'm giving the value as 0.6. And then extremely dishonest, I'm giving the value as 0. Let's say, so in this way I made the set. If you see here, this is a fuzzy set which is having the element as well as its membership value in this particular set. So this set is regarding what? This set is regarding honesty of Kevin, right? And in this, extremely honest possesses how much membership value, honest possesses how much membership value. So we try to give this honest word, and we try to capture the imprecision which is involved in this particular word, right? In this way. Now this particular fuzzy set, then will be on this particular fuzzy set, a lot of operation can be performed, or and then or in this particular form, the fuzzy set can be fed to the computer, so the computer will going to understand what do you mean by extremely honest, what do you mean by honest, what do you mean by dishonest, extremely dishonest, right? For us it's very easy, for us it's very easy to solve the problem which involves the imprecision, right? For example, if a statement is written like this: today the cloud is partially clouded. If I say partially clouded, then we can understand, I mean, it's partially clouded. But if we'll give this kind of information to the computer, and suppose computer is solving some weather kind of, processing some weather kind of information, and if we will give this word partially clouded, then it becomes difficult for the computer to understand what we exactly mean, right? What do you mean by partially clouded? What is that exact number where the cloud, where the computer will going to understand that you mean this is now partially clouded. Okay, earlier it was not partially clouded. So every, I mean, daily life problem involves some or the other kind of imprecisions in the statement. And then if we want to process certain things which involve the imprecision in it, we can always use the fuzzy logic tool, and we can convert it into fuzzy sets, and then we can give the information to the computer. uh, let's see now the notes which I am having, and I will go, because you'll be reading the same notes, right? So I'll be putting this in the classroom so that you can go in a proper flow. So in the start, I mentioned fuzzy logic, why and what. So why it is required and what is the purpose of this one. You can study this. I've taken like the example which I gave you, healthy person. I've written over there, right? Depressed person, old young person, right? Sweet meal, tall person. So once you will read one time you will open, then this topic will be covered, right? Then yesterday I gave you the example of a few phrases, like English language has a lot of kind of phrases which may vary depending on the context, and which will have different kind of values, right? And it becomes really difficult to convey the information, right? For example, if you see these particular three statements: dinosaurs ruled the earth for a long period of time. So here, for a long period phrase certainly will mean about millions of years ago, right? And the second statement, if you see, it has not rained for a long period. Uh, so here we can say that, let's say, for 1 month, for 2 months, for 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, right? So it can be 2 3 years, right? But not like 100 years or 200 years, right? So here the context has changed. So this for a long period, the definition is also changed. If you see the third one, I had to wait for a doctor, for the doctor for a long period of time. So here we can say, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, we had to wait over there for the doctor. But we cannot say that I had to wait for month, 2 month, 1 year, 2 year, like this. So depending on the context, the phrase meaning for a long period is getting changed. And this is what this is human beings are even no better than the computer in solving such kind of problem which involve, for example, for for us it's very easy to detect what will be the meaning of for a long period in this particular statement, in the second statement, the third statement. But uh, for a computer it becomes very difficult. Okay, so you can go through that. Many examples I have written. If you just read, you will come, you will understand that. So we'll go to, okay, for this set I have described. Remember one thing, that that convention sets are also called as crisp set. Okay, crisp set. So please remember this. Convention sets are also called as what? Crisp set. So they are normally based on the classical or Boolean logic. Okay, and these fuzzy sets are based on what? Fuzzy logic. So remember this word, uh, crisp set. It is called as convention sets are also called as what? Crisp set. Okay. So now let's go to the definition of the fuzzy set. Just 1 minute. I'll start the Epic Pen. Okay, till then just see. All of you, whether it's visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll just read out, and it's very simple. We have already covered. So remember, now we have to write the fuzzy sets in proper, including with proper technical words, right? But you can just keep this thing in mind that whenever we are talking about the fuzzy set, so fuzzy set will always have two things, that is the element itself and what its membership value in that particular set, right? So with regards to this one, let's try to define it. So it supports a flexible sense of membership. It supports a flexible sense of membership of elements to a set. Okay. Now, while in crisp set theory, an element either belongs to or does not belong to a set, but uh, uh, in a set, right? In fuzzy set theory, many degrees of membership values between 0 to 1 are allowed. So that this thing we know that in the crisp set, either the element will be there in the set or it will not be there, right? Because the crisp set. But in the fuzzy set, many degrees of values will be there between 0 and 1, which we saw in the honesty problem, right? So that's the membership function mu a of x. So this is called as the membership function mu a of x. So whenever mu is there, you understand that mu is what? It's giving certain kind of membership values, right? So mu a of x is associated with a fuzzy set A. Okay. So over here, the membership, the function mu a of x is associated with the fuzzy set A. See how the fuzzy set is denoted? It's A and the above tilde sign. So such that the function maps every element of the universe of discourse. So universe of discourse, like whatever you are considering in the entire universe for the discussion, right? That is the universe of discourse, and that is denoted by capital X. Okay, inverse of discourse is denoted by capital X, and then its elements will be denoted by small x, and the membership values of all the small x elements will be denoted by mu a of x. So what is the interval over here? Interval, we are saying that it will be from 0 to 1. So fuzzy set A such that the function maps every element of the inverse of discourse x to the interval 0, 1. So it's like mu A of x, where x belongs to this particular interval 0 to 1. Now the definition is like this: if x is a universe of discourse, so capital X, why? Because it's a universe of discourse. So if x is a universe of discourse and small x is a particular element of x, okay, capital X. So if capital X is a universe of discourse and small x is a particular element of capital X, then a fuzzy set A, then a fuzzy set A defined on capital X may be written as a collection of ordered pair. Collection of ordered pair. So we write normally like this. Machine is getting hang. Okay. So if you see here, how we write, so we write first of all the set like this, and we want to decide, we want to define this particular set. So the fuzzy set is denoted by A, and then below that a tilde sign. Now what we are writing, that x is an element, small x, okay, small x, this element, then its membership value will be given by what? So let's say here, this is my fuzzy set and mu of x. So this is my membership values of this one. Okay, membership values of this one. Now where, so this will be what? The fuzzy set will be the collection of, fuzzy set will be the collection of the element and its membership values. Okay, this is the element x and mu a of x will be its membership value. So fuzzy set will be defined as the element and its membership value. This is called as what? This is called as the ordered pair, collection of ordered pair. So remember this collection of ordered pairs. Where x belongs to, definitely it will belongs to universe of discourse, right? So where small x belongs to universe of discourse. So this is a definition of a fuzzy set A. Fuzzy set A, how it is defined as, it is an ordered pair collection of element and its membership values, right? Its membership values defined on capital X, where you can say the X belongs to your capital X. Now, so I hope this definition is clear to you. If X, capital X is a universe of discourse, so normally universe of discourse we define by the capital letters. Okay, so capital X is the universe of discourse, and small x we say that the small x will be the element of this capital X. So if capital X is the inverse of discourse and small x is a particular element of X, then a fuzzy set A, okay, the fuzzy set A, let's say, you can directly write in this way also, or you can write in the words. Then a fuzzy set A defined on capital X may be written as a collection of ordered pair. So collection of ordered pair means what? The collection of X and its membership value in this fuzzy set X. This is my ordered pair, right? Where X belongs to capital X. So this is a definition. So where each pair X and mu A of X is called as what? A singleton. Where each pair X mu A of X is called as what? Singleton. In crisp set, what happens? What is different between this fuzzy set and crisp set? In crisp set, I told you that this is what? A conventional set, which depends on the classical or binary logic, right? So whether element is present inside the set, then it will be there with the full degree. If it's not there, then that element will not be included. So that is a crisp set, binary, which depends on the binary logic. In the crisp set, what we do, we drop this particular part. We drop this the membership values part, right? So the crisp set will have only the elements. It will not have the membership values. For example, set of all natural number. So if I want to write set of all natural numbers will be like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is my set of all natural numbers. If you see here, only the elements are present, right? Only the x part is present, and mu a of x is not there, right? So membership value is not present in the convention set or crisp set. Okay. So this is the definition. I hope the definition is clear to all of you. Is there any doubt in the definition? You can ask me. Okay, now comes to this particular part. Okay. So the it is denoted in two different ways, right? A fuzzy set is denoted in two different forms. So for example, one notation is like this. One notation is like this. Here we write the membership values above, and then below we write the element. So you can define in this way. And second is with the help of comma, right? So with the help of comma, you can write the order pairs like element and its membership value. So in both the way, it is defined. Now let's come to this particular definition. All of you draw this particular graph. Features of membership functions. Features of membership functions. Okay, before this, what we can do? Uh, Suppose there is a problem. Obviously, we will going to solve the problem later on. I mean, based on this, but to give you one idea, like for example, suppose this particular problem is there. Consider a set of people in the following age group. So we are having a set of people in the following age group like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 and above, right? And then it's telling that represent the set as young, middle age, and old age, right? So we have to represent this, the information in terms of set, right? As what? Young, middle, and middle age and old age. Now, if I'll give this particular problem to all of you, and if I'll tell to solve this particular problem, then everybody will have their own intuition, right? For example, for few people, few people, 0 to 30 will be young, right? Then 30 to 60 or 30 to 50 maybe, let's say, middle age, and then 50 and 50 and above will be your old age, right? Few people may decide that 0 to 40 young and 40 to 60, let's say, middle age, and 60 above old, right? So it depends on our intuition, right? Everybody will have their own design and their own intuition, and based on that, they will set their margins depending on their intuition, right? So your problem answer may differ over here, but we can have one particular way. I mean, and based on that, we try to solve it. So we draw a curve like this. Let's say, suppose we want to solve this particular problem. Okay. So we do what first? We draw two axes like this. Now this problem is age problem. So age is an element. Okay, age is an element in that particular fuzzy set, and its membership values will be plotting on y-axis. So here we can say we are plotting mu of age. It's like we are having x over here, and then here we are plotting mu of x. So this will give me what? Membership values, right? And we know that the membership values will be always between 0 and 1. So this will be 0 to 1. This will be, the peak will be 0 to 1. It will not go beyond that 1. Now on this particular age axis, we can have the different ages. Like here we are having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, right? 80, 90. So like this, we are having the ages. Now what I am deciding, let's say for me, let's say till 30. So we can draw a curve like this. And then I can say that from here to 60, and then from 60 onwards, the person will be old. So this is my design. You can design in separate way. In place of this curve, for example, this is this indicating to old people, this indicating to middle age, and this is indicating to young age, right? Now if I draw the same thing in this way, this is my mu of age, this is my age, right? I'm having different labels like 30, 50, 60. If I draw in this way, line, this, okay, this is my 1 and this is 0. So here what I've drawn a figure in a little bit in a different way. For example, this is a triangle, right? This is a line, okay? And here I've drawn the graph in a different way, like I've drawn the curve. Clear? So like this, there are lots of membership functions available. Okay, there are functions like triangular function, trapezoidal function, T function, L function, bell shape, right? Gaussian shape. So there are lots of different shapes of functions available, and based on that, we try to draw the graph. Okay, when we try to draw based on the triangular function or the T function or L function, it becomes easy for us to write the equations of the line. Otherwise, if you draw the function in terms of curves, then it becomes a little bit difficult to write the equation of that particular curve, right? But why I gave you this example, so that first thing is clear, that if somebody will tell you to design a such kind of problem where it involves middle age, old age, or young age, right? Then based on our intuition, we can draw the graph. For example, if somebody will tell you that, let's say, suppose let's take one problem. Hot water, hot water, warm water, cold water, right? And we want to draw a graph for this one: hot water, warm water, and cold water. What we can do, let's say this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. So x here I can consider as what? Water. So this will be my membership value of water, right? And this will go from 0 to 1. Now I can decide the temperature. So let's say I am here taking the temperature of water, okay? And here I can then give the mu of 10. So now I can give the temperature like, let's say 10 degree, 20, 30, 40. So I can decide that till 20 I can consider that this will be cold, then 22 let's say 40 I can say warm, and then 40 onwards I can say it will be what? It will be hot. It will not go above 1. So I can design in this way also. I can draw the graph in the other with the help of curves also. Okay, so it's like this one. This is my cold, this is my warm temperature, and this is my hot temperature. So like this, there are different shapes or level by which we can model the fuzzy set, and we can draw. So this kind of shapes are called as a fuzzy membership function. Okay, fuzzy membership function. So now we will going to study the fuzzy membership functions properties. Right. So if let's say there is any fuzzy membership function is given, so what different properties are associated with that particular fuzzy membership function? So remember the different shapes of membership function can be triangular, trapezoidal, okay, curve, and other variations are also there. So that we'll be learning later, right? But in that way we can model it, right? So let's say suppose there is one feature membership function is given in this particular format, in trapezoidal format, and then what are different features we can identify with regards to that membership function. So if you see here, the diagram is given like this: the x element is taken over here, and then the mu of x is over here. So you can write the x and mu of x. So this is my x, and this is mu of x. Now if you see here, this is a trapezoidal. Now this is marked as the core. Okay, this is marked as the core of the membership function. So what do you mean by the core? Core is nothing but where we are having the complete membership of the function. For example, this core is at what? This core is at 1, right? So this is marked as the complete membership. From here to here, it is marked as what? Complete membership. So whatever elements will be there at in the core, that will be having the membership values at 1. Then we have the support. So what do you mean by the support? If you see here, one support, the support starting from, sorry, the support is starting from this particular point, okay, and till this particular point, right? So it will be between 0, okay, in this particular range from 0 to 1. This will be my support. So it will have the values greater than 0 and less than 1, because if it is 1, then it will become what? The core. Then the boundary, if you see, the boundary is from this particular part up to here. This is my boundary, and another boundary is over here from here to here. This is my boundary. Okay, this is my boundary. Then support is there. Then the core is there. So, and the crossover points are there. If you see here, For example, where this point 0.5 line is cutting, okay, this point 0.5 line is cutting at this particular place and over here. So this will become my crossover. You can project over here and this will become my crossover points. So this is a one feature, a membership function where we can define the core, we can define the boundary, we can define the support of this particular membership function. We can also find out what is the crossover points of this particular membership function. One more time, just see what is the core. Core will be nothing but where we'll be having the complete membership values, right? Then crossover points where this point 0.5 line will cross, this will be crossover points. And then the boundary will is nothing but from 0 to till here, and the another boundary is from this particular point to this particular. This is my boundary. Support will be from 0 to 1. Okay, so its support will be between 0 and 1. Let's try to define this. So first let's define the support. So support is from where to where? Support, if you see, is from this area, right? From 0 to this x. So we can define the support in this way, that support of a membership function for a fuzzy set A. Support of a membership function for a fuzzy set A is defined as that region of universe that is characterized by a non-zero membership in the set A. So if you see here, if I am considering from 0 to 1, right? So it's a non-zero membership value. Okay, because the x will be greater than 0 and less than 1. So it's non-zero membership value. Okay, so we can define the support in this way, that support of a membership function for a fuzzy set A is defined as that region of universe that is characterized by a non-zero membership in the set A. So it comprises of set of all the points in X where small x in capital X. Capital X is our universe of discord, such that mu A of x is greater than x. It's a greater than 0. Okay, it's greater than 0. Remember, the upper boundary is not there. I mean less than 1. It's a greater than 0. So whatever values are there greater than 0. For example, mu A of x. Mu A of x means what? The membership value for this particular element. So we can define the set in this way, that support of fuzzy set A. We can write in this way. So we write in this way, support of fuzzy set A. So fuzzy set we write in this way. Then let's say if I am talking about x element, I'm talking about x element such that mu A of x. So mu A of x, that means the membership value of this particular element should be greater than 0. So this will become my support of x. So support of x is defined as set of all is defined as that region of universe that is characterized by a non-zero, okay, a
Sir,
non-zero membership in the set A. Yes.
sir, the next lecture starts at 12:15, so we won't get time to take the attendance then.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Please take the attendance. Thanks for reminding.
Okay. Uh, so I'll start with the attendance.
Yes,
Roll
yes.
number 1, 2,